He looked Korean, didn't speak Korean, and thought he was being kidnapped in Korea. He was born in Korea, moved to Brazil at age 1. His parents escaped North Korea during the war. They never taught him Korean because to them, Korea was closed, not home. They settled in Rio, had 3 kids, gave each one a bulletproof car because Rio was dangerous. They thought that would keep them safe, but safety can be an illusion. One day, a car hit his from behind. He got out. 3 men surrounded him. It wasn't an accident, it was a trap. They took him. One of them drove his bulletproof car and left it parked where no police would notice because a car parked alone in the middle of an avenue raises flags. The car was recovered the next day thanks to the insurer's tracking system. The kidnappers drove him around for hours to a car with dark tinted windows. No one could see inside. One of the men reeked of strong alcohol. Another kept smoking nonstop inside the car. They put a hood over his head. He even wet his pants from fear. For 3 hours, they forced him to go from bank to bank, ATM to ATM, because he had accounts and cards from several banks. They needed to visit each one to withdraw as much as possible. Brazil limits how much you can withdraw at once, exactly to prevent this kind of crime. Luckily, they couldn't empty his accounts completely because of these withdrawal limits. Still, they cleaned out as much as they could. 2 men went inside each bank, carrying cards and passwords. The 3rd man stayed with him in the car. So much for the bulletproof car. Years later, he went to Korea for the first time. This was before Google existed, before Facebook, before K-pop took over the world. No easy answers on the internet, no instant translations. He looked like everyone else there, but he didn't understand a word they said. He'd say, "안녕하세요," and people would reply in Korean, but it all sounded like noise to him. Imagine being in a crowd where everyone looks like you, but none of the words make sense. He felt invisible and exposed at the same time. It was like being a stranger in his own skin. He got in a taxi, said, "안녕하세요." The driver smiled, thought he was Korean. He handed over a piece of paper, the address written in Hangul. The driver nodded, started driving. Then something strange happened. The taxi stopped. Another man got in. Big guy, serious face, sat in the front seat. No explanation, no warning, just silence. He was in the back, watching. The man didn't smile, didn't speak, just stared ahead. He didn't know this was normal. Back then, Korea had taexi 합선, shared taxis. During rush hour, drivers would pick up extra passengers going in the same direction. It was legal, common. But to him, it felt wrong. In Brazil, that never happens. And this man looked like trouble. His heart started racing. He thought, "Not again! Not here!" He screamed, thought he was being kidnapped. Again, in Korea. The taxi driver froze, but then decided to take him to the police. Sounds simple, right? Except there was a problem. None of the officers spoke English. None. Imagine his panic, and then add a language wall. He's shouting, "Kidnap, kidnap." The officers are nodding, but they don't get a word. The taxi driver is trying his best, waving his hands, explaining something. Everyone's talking loudly, but nobody understands. The police officer looks at him, points at his own ear, then at his mouth, then scratches his head. He tries to pantomime the kidnapping, making grand gestures, pointing to the tinted windows of the taxi. Meanwhile, another officer accidentally knocks over a chair, and everyone jumps like it's an explosion. It's chaos. He's there, hood still on, soaked in sweat, trapped in a tragic comedy where everyone's lost in translation. He looked Korean, but didn't feel Korean. In Brazil, he was a foreigner. That gap, terrifying. That man was my friend.